This is the first, what shall I call it? Tip of the week. This is going to be a free Friday roundup. And I've written some notes on some answers that I gave today, just because sometimes it's useful to hear, even if it's one thing that really helps somebody. So today I gave out pink as an answer to a couple of different questions, one for an east facing space, one for a west facing space. The two pinks that I suggested were, one was setting plaster and one was dead salmon. And the reasons why both of these work is because pink is a really difficult colour to get right. The majority of the time, I think the pinks that are chosen are either too sugary, too pastel, too clean. And in order to make them really work well on a number of different in a number of different schemes and settings, is to use them as a neutral, but to get the benefits of their qualities. So if you use a pink because it's got a chalky, earthy, or slightly muted or complex composition, it elevates the space into something that, instead of looking maybe flat or a bit squeaky clean or a bit too pretty, it elevates it into something that looks warm, inviting, cocooning, sophisticated. It works really well in west facing rooms because it holds its depth. So dead salmon is this colour here. So those of you that know me, you know I use the Fahrenheit colour palette like a Bible. So that is dead salmon. And it holds its depth in lower light so it doesn't wash out. And what can happen in west facing spaces, especially living rooms, is as the light comes in, as the sun goes down, it can make everything it almost makes oranges really glow, but it can wash out colours because the light is so intense. And in an east facing room, which is the other type of room that we looked at in Free Friday, it works really well. We put it with a rust or a burnt orange sofa, and we did that with setting plaster because it counteracted, it added some chalky neutral contrast to the burnt sort of orange, that rusty colour, but it had enough of a contrast and enough colour to sometimes I find it hard to find the words to describe what I can feel. Basically, setting plaster is just clean enough that it can work really well with that muddy orange colour, and it has that kind of chalky base, so it doesn't look sharp or sweet. And we also had in one of the comments a blue sofa, and so this setting plaster can balance the blue sofa, or a blue sofa. It works brilliantly with lots of different blues, but it acts as a warm counterpoint without clashing, and we needed a warm backdrop because this was an east facing space that was only really well lit in the mornings. So yeah, two perfect pinks, setting plaster and dead salmon. Again, for those of you that know me, I generally choose my colours from the Fahrenheit colour book. I often get them mixed by Dulux Trade in a durable flat matte because I find them particularly durable, and because they come out really well. The samples and the paints come out like a really well reflection of the sample book. So I hope that has helped somebody, and have a fantastic Christmas. I'm not here next Friday because next Friday is actually Boxing Day. The following Friday, I think, is the day after New Year's Day. So I'm here. Any questions, throw them at me. I'll be ready.